Hello, it's Buzen Graphics here. So I have nothing much to say about myself. Just like and subscribe to my videos. So let's begin. Create a composition. We are naming it main. 1920 by 1080 pixels, 10 seconds or less. Background you can change. I'm going to use this. Now we've created a composition. Next we're going to create an ellipse. You go to the menu here, long press, they'll bring you options. You can select the ellipse tool. Make sure that your fill is turned on and the stroke is disabled. So now we're going to create an ellipse tool, ellipse shape. Click shift on your keyboard to create a perfect circle, and also if you want to move it around, you press spacebar on your keyboard. So that's enough. Now we are going to center the anchor point, this part in the middle here. Right click, go to transform. Yes, transform is around there, and center the anchor point is here. Also center it to the middle of the composition using the align panel. Can't find the align panel, it's around here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to animate our ellipse circle. Let's first rename it. Now we're going to first close, open. We are going to animate using the ellipse section here. We shouldn't use this transform. We're going to use the transform that is under contents, ellipse. Then we're going to use this transform section. We're not going to use this general section because it works for the whole layer. We're going to use only one which works for our ellipse here, because when you create a circle, it's created inside a layer. So we're going to use ellipse 1 here, the transform ellipse 1. So we're going to look for scale, and we are going to click on a stopwatch to create a keyframe. Move 1 second forward, and we're going to change the digits to 0. So we have created 2 keyframes, and highlight them, and we're going to ease them. Keyframe assistant is ease for smooth flow. Is making them have a natural flow, not to be robotic. So now we're creating let's reduce our time indicator to around there. So when we preview, you can see that it's disappearing. We want it to be coming to be the other way around, the opposite of this. So we're going to highlight, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse keyframes. So when we preview, you can see now we are getting that movement that we required. So next, what we're going to do is let's close, open, contents, ellipse again. So what we're going to do is we're going to highlight this ellipse here, and we're going to duplicate it. You highlight, come to edit and duplicate. So we have created another ellipse. So there are 2 ellipses, we can say ellipses in one layer. That's what I was saying, that's why I was saying you have to use this transform, because if it's for this, it affects all. We want it to affect each individually. So those are 2 ellipses. Highlight it, press letter U on your keyboard, bring for you the keyframes of the 2 ellipses. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the lower one, ellipse 1, keyframes of the lower one. We move them ahead around there. So if we preview, we can see that nothing's happening, still the same. But if I move it, you can see that there is an inner one, which is our ellipse 1 inner, comes after this, the second ellipse. So that's the transition that we required for now. So close, open again. Now we are going to go back to our contents here, and we're going to the add section here, and we're going to look for what we call merge path. It should be below. You see it's here, it should be below these 2 shapes. If it's above, it won't work. So make sure it's below the 2 shapes. Then come to its drop down, this mode section, and select subtract. So now if we preview, you can see it's creating our nice pop-up. So press U on your keyboard Let's reduce the space. Nice. It's creating the first pop-up that we wanted, the transition. That one is done. So now let's go to the second one. Let's hide this one and make sure it's not highlighted. We are going to create a rectangle. Long press, use the rectangle tool and create the shape that you need. Let's turn off the fill and let's enable the stroke. Around there, the color, you can choose any of the stroke. So what we're going to do is we're going to rename it and call it rectangle. So what we're going to do next is we're going to first center the anchor point, transform, center the anchor point, also as align it in the center. Maybe let's leave it there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to the drop down here of our rectangle, go to our add section here, click and choose what we call trim path. So when we select it, it's around here. So they've added our trim path, which got the drop down. These two, start and end. Let's move our time indicator around there, and we're going to make sure they're at 100. End is at 100. Start also, let's put it at 100. Start the stopwatches, create keyframes, move forward 1 second, and move the digits to 0. You can see that nothing's happening yet. Let's highlight them, all the keyframes. Right click, keyframe assistant, easy ease. Now we are going to highlight the bottom two for the end section or end option. Move it a little bit forward. So if we preview, see that it's creating our nice animation. Simple as that. That one is done. So now let's hide it also. We are going to create now also what we call the triangle. So triangle here in your option, it's not there, it's polygonal tool. So we're going to use the polygonal tool. Let's create a polygon and shift to create it perfectly. Right click, center the anchor point here, and we're going to disable the stroke. We're going to enable the fill solid. Yes, click here, and also we can change the color to around there. Choose any that you want. So now what we're going to do is, since it's a polygon, we needed a triangle. If you want to in a triangle, you come to contents, polystar, come to polystar path. You can change points from here to 3. You can see that we have created our triangle. Let's rename it triangle. Now we're going to animate it, apply transitions. We're going to use scale, S on your keyboard, letter S, click S, the stopwatch, move in front around 1 second, change the digits to 0. If we preview, it's going the other way around like the circle. So highlight the keyframes, right click, keyframe assistant, time reverse. So if we preview, it's coming to how we need it. So let's easy ease for smooth flow. So in our video, we saw that this rectangle or polygon or whatever shape was rotating. So we're going to use what you call rotate. You can come to our triangle, drop down here, and come to transform. Here we have the rotation option, or you can press T on your keyboard. No, that's for opacity. R on your keyboard, and brings for you the rotate option. So we're going to around here and click the stopwatch to create a keyframe, 1 second, and change this here to 1. So now if preview, it's making that rotation. So now what we're going to do, let's make these ones visible using the selector tool here. Let's put them side by side. If we preview, see it's making that. You can duplicate triangle, Ctrl D on your keyboard and move it anywhere that you need again, and that you can create those multiple shapes. We can do it for rectangle, Ctrl D, Ctrl plus D on your keyboard. If you can do that, you can just go to edit, then duplicate. We move them to anywhere we want. Lastly, the circle, Ctrl D, and we move it around there. So if we preview, we have created our beautiful shapes. So please subscribe, like my channel for more videos. Let's make motion graphics and animation simple. Thank you.